we brought up Wendy's brother Ben, which was certainly a big part of season 3. I'm curious to know your thoughts on that whole arc, because I did think it was a bit of a detour. First of all, they used the fact that he was bipolar as, this plot device. And, that I don't know if that sat really well with me, but it didn't really make much sense all in all that like Marty and Wendy would like truly allow someone like this to like completely get in the way. And I realize it's her brother, but still, like, family hasn't really stopped them in the past. So like Ben was completely destabilizing. And the fact that he, continued to mess up one after the other, it felt almost unnecessary at times. Like it was just kind of like this weak plot point. He had effective scenes and, it was very dramatic. But to me, at least, it kind of felt like it went on a little bit too long. But as both of you have mentioned already in the call too, like Laura Linney as Wendy really shined in these moments when she had to quote unquote deal with her brother.
Yeah, I thought his acting was amazing, like especially that scene in I think he's in the taxi. I thought that was incredible acting, but I think you are right in the sense that it seemed like if this was a real life situation, you'd think that if you had a brother who was, struggling with mental health issues, you'd be like, you know what? Maybe you shouldn't be around our family that's involved with the drug cartel.
I think that's a reasonable thing.
So I see what you're saying. Like, you'd think it would be like, and they're so calculated too and everything else, it seems like especially Marty, I feel like, really like looks to the future, is very calculated in his moves. And same with Wendy, that, they always have a strategy. So why wouldn't the strategy be, get their brother to safety before he finds out anything?
Yeah, at the beginning of the season, I don't know if I liked the introduction of his character. And for many of the reasons, like you said, like it kind of just felt like Deus Ex new character. But as the season kept going, his storyline for me was like one of the more, if not the most interesting part of the whole season, and like begins with that first scene when you don't really know who he is, and he's like throwing cell phones into a wood chipper.
Oh yes.
But I think some of the most emotional and heart-wrenching scenes were with Ben. When he is having these conversations with Wendy about getting put into a mental institution, and then at the end, of course, when Wendy decides that he's a liability, that he really was kind of an the emotional core of this season, in my opinion.
I think speaking of standout scenes, I think one of the other scenes was when Ben confronted Helen at her house with her daughter there. That's when it was just so real that, he was going to take potentially everyone down.